Hey, I'm out here at my local park, and what I do is when I go for a bike ride, I decide I'd put some items in my bike. When I take a break at the park, I'll go ahead and do a few quick reviews in a nice setting. This is another Smith & Wesson knife. This is the Smith & Wesson Large Hunting Knife 980. Again, it's 440C stainless steel. Has a Kraton handle. It does have serrations on the blade. You can see the serrations, and those serrations are fairly good. I have used this knife. I have cut small limbs with those serrations, as long as you bend the limb back as you cut through, because as the blade thickens, as you cut more, it'll get stuck in there, so you got to bend the blade. But those serrations do a fantastic job of cutting wood. They really do. The blade on this knife is about 6 inches long from the end of the Kraton handle to the tip. The cutting edge is about 5 3/4. It is a hollow grind blade, but it's still sturdy and strong. It's not as thin as a grind as it was on that large micarta knife that I showed you. This one's a little bit sturdier, although it is a small knife. Overall, it's 11 inches long. It does have a stainless steel pommel that's secured to the end of the tang with that roll pin. There's a roll pin in there. Some people would call this a full tang. The tang does go all the way to the end, but when the blade, the ricasso part of the blade, gets into the handle there, it is cut back, so it's not as thick as the handle when it comes out of it's not as thick as the blade when it comes out of the handle. So it is trimmed down a bit, but it does go all the way to the pommel, where the pommel's secured. So they call it a full tang. In my opinion, it's not a full tang unless you can see the tang all the way around the scales or the handle, and on this one you can't. This knife is nice. I like to carry this backpacking. You can baton with it. The blade is long enough to baton. It holds up pretty well. It's fairly long. You can beat on the back of it. Again, this one, like most Smith & Wesson knives, this one comes with a nice leather sheath, again similar to the micarta knife that I showed on another video. Same type of sheath here, made to fit this knife. Very well done. There's the Smith & Wesson logo embossed on the leather, the Smith & Wesson logo on the snap. Again, you've got the thick, good quality leather, the thick leather around on the belt loop. That's fishing line I have wrapped around there. I try to wrap fishing line around something. You never know when you can use fishing line. Not necessarily for fishing, but it has a lot of other good uses. And there's the knife strap. It holds it in well. It has a nice solid snap on it. The drain hole on the bottom works really good. This is what the knife looks like in your hand. Okay. The back of the knife does have a false edge on it that thins out as it gets towards the tip. It does say Smith & Wesson on that side. And there you can see the SW 980 designation. If you can see that, I don't know. The thumb ramp here, or the top guard, does have some jimping on the Kraton. Works okay. To me, that top thumb ramp or the top guard kind of gets in the way of some camp chores. If you're going to baton with it, you could hit that. I was thinking about almost cutting that off. I haven't done it yet. I don't know if I will or won't, but that might make it a little bit more usable for woodworking tasks. The handle's got some gripping there. When you hold the handle up towards the guards, that's about the best grip for it. If you go back a little bit, it's kind of loose in the front of your hand that way, so you either want to snug it up to those guards, or you're going to have to really grab it in the middle of that handle where it's the thickest, to get a good grip on it that way. You could put your finger on the bottom of the ricasso here, throw your thumb around the guard, put it on the back of the blade, kind of get a better grip that way to do some close-up woodworking. That works well too. I like to grip it that way. You're not really going to hammer anything with this pommel. The pommel's kind of small, kind of lightweight. It is stainless, but you might be able to, you know, hit some plastic tent pegs or some other small items, or, you know, possibly someone's noggin in self-defense. I don't know, but you're not really going to do heavy work with that pommel, or with the whole knife for that matter. But it is a nice all-purpose knife. I like it a lot, and your comments are welcome. This is Cyclist 1222.